The male ego will not survive process. While at the Destiny North America meeting, me and three other males were sitting in a room, just us. And for a good 20 minutes, we did not say a word to each other. We, okay, I glanced at them every now and then to see what they were up to. And if we made eye contact, we would quickly look away. Within this, there was fear within me, and like a fear of opening up to other males. And there was a belief like I should mind my own business and just focus on myself and go about my own way instead of communicating. There was a sense of fear within me of of starting the conversation, of opening up. Eventually, another male opened up and he started talking to the other male, and I noticed this, and so I took off my headphones and I put down my computer, and I started talking to them too, and they were talking about the ego, the male ego, and how bullshit it is, because we were all just not talking. We were all just simply focusing on our own shit, believing like, for me, it was like a belief that I need to be strong and stand on my own and not speak or share myself with other males. So once we started communicating, again, the other male saw this too, and he came and sat down with us and started talking too. And I found this quite interesting because, I mean, it's obvious within that we all wanted to communicate, yet we were all allowing that fear to direct us. And that's a very fucked up point, where we're too afraid to share ourselves, to open up to other males. And while in the airport waiting in line for a coffee, me and this other male were like kind of like side by side, and we're like, who goes first? And we didn't communicate at all until we stared at each other, and he was like, yeah, you go first. I mean, yeah, even within that, we were afraid to direct ourselves around each other. Yeah, I was afraid to like say like who goes first. Like we're both like kind of moving at the same pace, and we're not deciding who's going to go first. Um, and then within that, I realized that it was the male ego, and I wanted to open up initially and say like, yeah, did you see what we did there? But again, there was a fear within me of opening up and sharing with this person. So, like, yeah, I existed in fear for a bit, and then, yeah, I said fuck it, and I opened up to him, and I told him like, yeah, that is such a fucked up point. How we were both kind of moving and not communicating a point that is so fucking simple. We were existing within the male ego. And I find that it too is a point of inferiority, where I believe that I am less than this person, less than the other males, and must compete. And within that, I'll only focus on my own shit and say, fuck them. I'm gonna focus on my own shit. And that's what it was like when the four of us males were sitting in the room and we weren't communicating a point. I felt inferior. And so, like, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna focus on my own shit. I completely ignored the point. I let it just slide through until the one male opened up and started communicating. So that's why the male ego will not survive process, because the male ego is all about power and trying to create a superiority, trying to be the ultimate breadwinner, the ultimate provider, and saying fuck all others in the process. And so the process of realizing that we're all equal, if you keep the male ego, you're not going to realize that you're equal. Males need to let go of the male ego, believing that they need to be superior. And a way to do this is to actually open up to other males, to share yourself unconditionally to males. Unconditionally meaning without the fear of being judged or without the fear of living up to these male standards that we've created. You know, like, we need to talk about sports, we need to talk about manly shit, and to open up and speak about emotions and feelings and allowing that shit to just go. Allowing the shit being a perception of superiority and an ignorance of all other males being equal to all males. So yeah, to let go of the male ego, we need to open up to all other males. Because so within the meeting, at that point where all of us males were sitting alone, all the females went into a room so that they could create a video about how Destiny has helped them remove the stereotype of the female image and the female idea. And so within that, like, females are, they have a bond between each other, where males don't really have a bond between all males. It's a point of, I need to focus on my own shit, I need to be the breadwinner, I need to survive for my own well-being. And through letting that go, you start to consider others. You say, they're equal to me, so let's open up points that we're all facing. And so if the male ego still survives, then you're not realizing yourself as equal to all other males. So the male ego will not survive a process of equality.